Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and thank you very much. My name is Hakuei Kosato, and thank you for having me today. So I wanted to share with you an idea today, actually about me. And it's about the phrase parallel entrepreneur. It may not be common yet, but I run 16 projects at the same time. So how can this be possible? Most of you have only one full-time job, which is your one full-time project. Some have side hustles or part-time jobs, like being an Uber driver on weekends. Then the pandemic hit. Millions lost their job. But I survived because I've had a few things going for myself. And as they say, I've been living the don't put your eggs in one basket life. So let me show you my secret notebook. I have a 24-hour diary, a paper diary, which looks like this, which starts at midnight and goes all the way until midnight, 24 hours in a day. And as you can see, because I'm doing so many projects, there's so much written, but as you can see, there's so much you can do in 24 hours. A paper diary, that is. 24 hours, maybe you knew, is 1,440 minutes. I split these minutes into 6 minutes, which becomes 240 slots of time. Why? Because my first job after Oxford, I and all employees had to report 240 slots of time in an 8-hour day. So that is basically 80 slots. But obviously there's 240 slots in a 24-hour cycle. And so you realize in 6 minutes you can do a lot more, and so you value your time more. And therefore you realize you can do much more in life than you realize. So let me tell you 5 secrets of how it is done, apart from valuing your time. One is networking, or shall we say, meeting interesting people, because interesting people change the world. Second, I take lots and lots and lots of notes. Everything that interests me. I have hundreds of notebooks for the last 20, 30 years. Third, practice makes perfect. So take juggling, for example. So I can juggle 3 balls because I practice. In the same way I juggle 3 balls, I juggle 16 projects. Most of you may not be able to juggle, but if you practice, you can start juggling projects too. Fourth, I have a routine. I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I go for a 30-minute walk. I do yoga. I have breakfast. And I do 3 conference calls before even going to the office. And finally, fifth is eating delicious and simple food like sushi, which is light and tasty, which is great for your well-being. And eating is actually one of the forms of ultimate entertainment. So, what are some of the 16 projects I do? One is Sushi and More, which is India's largest sushi business, with 80,000 meals that we serve across India. 80,000 meals in a country of 1.3 billion? Who cares? But during the pandemic, we decided maybe it was time for us to close. For 4 months, we had to close. But there is a phrase in Japanese. We say, keizoku wa chikara ni naru, which means persistence pays off. And that is why we decided to go through the pandemic and continue our business, because we wanted to make sure 80,000 people got their fix of sushi. Second, I have a project called Dr. Smart Money, which is a new project that I'm in working as a social enterprise, which aims to get kids to be money smart. Concepts of earning, habits of saving, spending, donating, and investing. Now, So how do I use my time so well? Well, actually, we all have 24 hours in a day. Well, if you don't die, life is quite long. And 24 hours times how many days you live is actually quite a long life. And in fact, the amazing thing about working in India is that the time India makes it so great to work between Japan, Singapore, London. 5 o'clock India time is like 8:30 Japan time. 2 o'clock India time is like 8:30 London time. And in the evening, you will be able to speak to New York. So, one of the lessons I've learned in my life is that you realize you can have everything in your hands, but most of us don't use what we have fully in our hands. Well, so, as I said, this is the time difference issue, but let me finish by a few words of gratitude of whatever happens in life. Gratitude for every second, every minute, realizing that life unfolds in miraculous ways, like climbing a mountain, range like the Himalayas, of ups and downs, of challenges and delights, unexpected, life all unfolding, to be welcomed with an open heart, to be kind and gentle with all, and know that the journey is the reward. So go on. Thank you very much.